Owning a $23 million car collection, a shocking $75 million jet, a $1 billion estate portfolio, and $4.4 billion net worth is a feat that only the King of Bling is capable of. He even has a real Batmobile. Maybe even better. But keep watching to see what cost him $120 million. These are the stupidly expensive things owned by Richard Branson. Okay, after that intro, you might be surprised to know that Richard Branson owned something that cost around $5,000. But one of the first things Richard ever got himself was his Morris Minor car from 1968 when he was just 16 years old. If seeing a teenager own a decent family car wasn't proof enough that Richard Branson was made for success, we feel sorry for anyone that possibly looked down on him. Many people's car collections span around $1 to $3 million in total, but Richard Branson, he isn't many people. A Range Rover is already crazily cool. Owning a Defender Astronaut Edition is a unique ride. This car was designed by Land Rover as a support for Richard's space program, the Virgin Galactic program. And this car's customizable options and interior features increase the price of the vehicle to around $200,000. Having a $1 billion company create cars for you? Yeah, that's a big flex anyone would love to have. To celebrate the success of the Virgin Galactic project, Richard dropped another whopping $250,000 on another limited edition Range Rover. We're using the word whopping because we don't really think it applies to Branson though, because this car is the Range Rover Space Edition. Check this out. On the exterior, it's your regular, classy Range, but on the interior, welcome to space. According to the details of the partnership Virgin Galactic signed with Range Rover, the goal here is to create pieces that remind space travelers of their time there. This car has features with wooden pieces that have actually been sent to space. There's two things to take from this car. 1, travel to space. 2, buy a Rover Space Edition and get a taste of the universe after leaving your home every morning. Owning cars that cool still doesn't compare to adding a submarine to the collection. I promise you, we didn't make a mistake here. Richard is probably the only person alive who owns a flying submarine that even Batman couldn't contend with. Speaking of Batman, you know how his Batmobile would be considered the bomb if it was, road legal? Well, this flying submarine is the Batmobile, but only better. The Necker Nymph is that submarine that has granted Richard Branson the title of Bruce Wayne of the United Kingdom. I think Bruce would want to be him though. Anyways, this Necker Nymph was created by Hawks Ocean Technologies especially for Branson's private Necker Island. When in the sub, you can explore the ocean while remaining warm and toasty in your $113,000 seat without missing any of the action because of the vehicle's open cockpit. And the coolest feature, besides the Nymph's impressive appearance, is the control. Nothing says fun-loving than a $660,000 submarine operated solely by a joystick. Being able to do loops underwater with that thing? Yeah, definitely worth paying almost $115,000 a week. Reserve that worthiness for people with fat bank accounts though. Many people go on boat cruises for a day and rent a yacht for a week. But Richard Branson, he buys them. In case you didn't know, Branson absolutely loves exploring the seas and made a serious upgrade with the Necker Belle. This private 105-foot catamaran is a super luxury yacht owned by very few in the world. For the lack of a better word, the Necker Belle is out of this world. The yacht has 4 12-person cabins, a super classy deck lounge area, 12 persons fast boat, and a mini submarine that shows you what goes on in the ocean. Paying $60,000 a week is really worth it on this $6 million catamaran. Now, going back to cars on land after talking about an underwater Batmobile would be boring if we weren't talking about Richard Branson's McLaren F1. Let me tell you, this car is it. The car was launched in 1992, and looking at this sweet ride, even James Bond would thirst for. You could see why Richard owns it. McLaren produced about 106 units of this car, and owning one would cost you nothing less than $20 million. With a manual gearbox in it, you're definitely going to enjoy driving in it. Richard Branson owns really cool stuff, but in terms of cars, say after me, McLaren is king. Traveling in every form possible has never been sweeter for a billionaire like Branson. If he already zooms underwater, imagine doing it in air. Well, as expected, Sir Branson owns a private jet. The best part? It's the Dassault Falcon 50EX. With a 5,000-mile range and 3 engines, it's no wonder Branson is a fan of this jet. He loves it so much, he named it the Galactic Girl. This jet also has its own custom spray-painted tail artwork, and this alone cost around $100,000. The artwork might be expensive, but it's not even a chip in the total cost of the $75 million jet. New addition to the bucket list. Find a way to make that much money. Oh yeah, I forgot this part. The Galactic Girl has a personal section for relaxation, which includes watching the videos on our channel. That's the billionaire mindset for you, so why aren't you subscribed yet? It is one thing to own real estate because of how good the investment returns are, but it is on a whole other level to buy real estate to impress your partner. Well, that's what Branson did with Necker Island. Boy, if I had that much money, I'd do the same. In 1978, Branson bought the island for $180,000, which was a lot of money back then. Guess why he bought it? To impress his first wife, Joan. And he was only 28 when he did this, and his game worked because he did marry Joan. Necker Island didn't become useless after that because it is now one of the most famous resorts in the world. The luxurious resort has hosted big shot celebrities including the late Princess Diana, Oprah Winfrey, Robert De Niro, Orlando Bloom, and even former President Barack Obama. For the price of $107,000 per night, it is only fair that the property is now valued at over $100 million. People come and people go, but Richard Branson spends half of the year on this private island. People are buying houses, Richard's buying islands, and life's going great. In 2010, this billionaire satiated his thirst for more private getaways by buying Mosquito Island for $33 million. A 122-acre British Virgin Island, the business magnate turned the island into a beach estate that oozes nothing but luxury. This island is ultra exclusive and has private staff for each guest, a private beach, an infinity pool, a swim-up bar, and much more. At $33,000 per night, this is that vacation that you save up for. But getting your own staff and not having to run into anybody you don't want to in your own private villa for that price? Yeah, you can sign us up. Landed properties are definitely what Branson loves the most, and this is showcased by his portfolio. The Caspa Tamadol acquisition has an interesting background. Richard Branson discovered this beautiful resort during one of his famous ballooning expeditions, and he wasn't really expecting to buy this place, but his mom was with him on the expedition, and you could say it was love at first sight for her, and Richard Branson definitely wanted to make her happy. Shelling out $1.5 million might not seem like a lot. Property valuing at around $20 million is a pretty pricey way to show your parents you love them. Makepeace Island is proof that you can build your home on a 25-acre land without being a British royal. You have to be Richard Branson though, or at least close. In 2007, the billionaire bought the Virgin Island for $40 million so he could build a private retreat for his family. Although he was co-owners with Brett Godfrey, he bought his co-owner's share, giving him full ownership of the beautiful Australian desert. The resort boasts of 3 classy villas, a 500-liter swimming pool, a 15-seater spa, and a range of high-end dining locations. The best part about this island is that it offers serene, unpolluted, and eco-friendly practices. Feeling the need to reconnect with nature without risking kissing a snake? Well, head over to Makepeace for $5,500 Australian dollars per night. There's no end to Richard Branson's collection of properties at this rate because in his portfolio, you'd find the Ulu Saba Safari Lodge, a South African lodge located in the Sabi Sand Game Reserve. What's different about this lodge is that it offers 3 unique accommodation options. You can opt for a clifftop safari lodge with private plunge pools, the traditional safari lodge with a family-friendly atmosphere, and the Rock Lodge, a collection of beautiful tree houses nestled into the rocks. Looking to escape into a romantic romantic world, Sir Richard Branson found himself enticed with this sandy African beauty. For the price of $53 million, he was able to get the lodge for himself. That's not all of his expenses in Africa though, because he shelled out another $10 million for Kenya's Mahali Mutsuri, a stunning safari camp complete with a splendid 40-foot infinity pool. If anybody knows how to live life to the fullest, Richard Branson, he's gotta be in the top 10. Branson's residence in Holland Park is magnificent. The home is rumored to be close to Victoria and David Beckham's home and features an indoor squash court, swimming pools, a hobby room, and among many others. Flipped for over $60 million, this home is considered to be one of the most expensive houses in London, rivaling the Palace and living close to the Beckhams. Sir Richard, when can we come visit? The London mansion doesn't come close to the $120 million roof gardens, though. In Kensington High Street, London, Richard Branson owns a hidden oasis of restaurants, bars, and gardens that offer a wide range of cuisine and an escape from the bustling street below. It was opened in 1938 and was once the largest roof garden in all of Europe. It feels like Richard Branson has been around forever, because after he bought this place, it was used for secret meetings during World War II. Being able to hold meetings for the World War? Weird flex, but okay. Atop all of this luxury is a man who owns the $4.4 billion Virgin Atlantic Group with over 300 companies. It is no surprise that his idea of pricey toys includes properties and limited edition vehicles. Want to take a peek into the life billionaires live? Well, here's some of the stupidly expensive things Elon Musk owns. Subscribe to our channel while you're watching, would ya? And thanks for watching.